Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is the third video I'm going to be doing on Parfums Vintage. I told you guys I'd be doing another video a couple weeks ago when they had sent me 3 bottles of some of their newer work. One was Pineapple Vintage Intense. To recap, which again, an Aventus clone. I kind of feel like I'm done smelling Aventus clone, so I liked it. It's just, for me, as far as Aventus clones go, one was Water Mystery, which is a clone of Straight to Heaven by Maximilian. Enjoyed it. I just thought the rum was a little bit too much for my nose. And then the third one was X-Batch, which is a cross of Aventus and Sauvage, and I really like that. I wear that a lot. That's sort of become a work staple for me. So I know Damien has been working really hard on recreating two more fragrances, and these 2 are going to be replicas of By Man by Dolce & Gabbana and Green Irish Tweed by Creed. So let me talk to you real quickly about those. I have Green Irish Tweed. I believe my batch is from 2011 or 2012. I love it. And I have Cool Water. I think I might have a couple other like cheapies that replicate Green Irish Tweed, but if I'm going for Green Irish Tweed, I usually wear Green Irish Tweed. And then sometimes, because I want to be a little bit nostalgic of high school days, I might wear Cool Water. So that's sort of and Green Irish Tweed is one of my top 10 favorite niche fragrances of all time. It's probably 5 or 6. And then we have By Man. And let me sort of tell you my experience with By Man. By Man is always this fragrance I've heard about, legendary things, and I always wanted to smell it. And so the first time I was going to smell it, my friend Adriana, who owns Decant Shop, we're very tight. She had acquired a bottle, I believe it was a 100 ml bottle. I was going to get I reserved, I don't know, X ml of that bottle, and when she got the bottle, it had been smashed via UPS. Now, if you want that bottle, just so you know, By Man was a designer fragrance, but it was discontinued, and it is now you're going to pay $200, $300, $400, usually $300, $400 a bottle. So I didn't get to smell it then. And then there was a guy doing a giveaway, pay it forward on Facebook, and I think it was like he was giving away Issey Miyake Summer. I forget which year it was, but the one that Mark's always hypes out, the Issey Miyake Summer Blend from that year. An original 10 mLs of that, 10 mLs of Dior Homme Intense, 10 mLs of Escada Magnetism, and 10 mLs of By Man by Dolce & Gabbana. So I entered it and I won. And so I got 10 mLs of each of those. I had a vintage bottle of Dior Homme, so I had many bottles of Dior Homme. Not Intense, but the original Dior Homme. So I kind of knew what that smelled like. I really enjoyed the Issey Miyake. I didn't think Magnetism was worth the hype, and I loved By Man. I probably wore 2 mLs, and then I was spraying the decant, I dropped it, and the bottle shattered. Since then, I have not gotten By Man back. So I love By Man, but I've always been looking for a replica, and I know Christensen, New York, evidently is very close to By Man, but I have not smelled that fragrance. So I was definitely like into trying these. So let me talk about, because there's 2 of each. So for the Green Irish Tweeds, the first one we got is for Benefield, and the prices on these is Eau de Parfum. They're available on the Parfums Vintage website, which I will link to in the description. 50 ml is $65, 100 ml is $89. Notes on Benefield are lemon and verbena at the top, of violet leaf, iris, bergamot, lavender in the middle, and white musk, sandalwood, and ambergris in the base. Emerald Isle has the same price breakdown, but there's a mint note added. And I think these are fantastic. These are really close to the version of Green Irish Tweed that I have. I think they're both fantastic. They're both great stand-ins. If you're looking for Green Irish Tweed, you don't want to pay Green Irish Tweed money. I don't know if the reformulation is bad. As they progress, they probably get worse. Like I'm sure the 1980s version of Green Irish Tweed is the best. But for my 2011 or 12 version, I really enjoy it. I would definitely wear this. I think this is worth having in your collection. I think for Benefield is good. I think Emerald Isle I like a little bit more. I think Damien told me there might be a little bit more naturals in Emerald Isle, but they're both excellent fragrances. You should feel comfortable owning both. I would get samples of both. Samples are available on the website, and they're pretty nicely sized samples. So you definitely should be able to really experience the fragrance. I like Emerald Isle better personally, but they're both excellent representations of what Green Irish Tweed smells like. I mean, picture perfect, basically. So this is great. You can't get better. Damien did a great job of breaking down what Creed did and replicating that and improving, I think, on current formulas. So great there. The only difference I can get between Verbena Fields and Emerald Isle, to me, Emerald Isle for me just has a little bit more to it. It smells like a little bit more intense. It's crisper, it's clearer. It's almost like Verbena Fields is like 1080p and Emerald Isle is 4K, if that makes sense. But I think they're both great. You might like Verbena Fields better. Get samples, figure out which one you like best, and then for the prices, you know, everyone can afford a 50 ml. And if you can't, like if you have dough to just buy Green Irish Tweed, hey, rock Green Irish Tweed, obviously, unless the current formula is not something you really like. But if it's too expensive or prohibitive, this is a great alternative. Now, the replicas of By Man are called Intrigo Devastante and Intrigo Devastante Intense, okay? And these are a little bit more expensive. The prices on these are 50 ml are $90 or $89 to be exact, and 100 mls are $139. And the notes are pepper, lemon, and nutmeg at the top, bergamot, lavender, and artemisia in the middle, sandalwood, leather, gaiac wood, and amber in the base. Intrigo Devastante has that note breakdown, and the Intense has an iris note added to it. So, as much as I remember By Man, it was this, to me, clean, smoky, clean sandalwood fragrance with a little bit of smokiness and nuttiness. Very unique, very different. By Man is a unique fragrance. There's a reason people kind of went gaga for it. It doesn't smell like everything else. And these are good. They smell great at the bottle, but I'm going to be just 100% honest. These don't perform that well on me. I don't get really more than 2 hours performance on either the original or the Intense. For some reason, the original performs a little bit better on me than the Intense. So while I think it smells great, for me, this wouldn't be my, I love By Man, I'm going to go buy this and I'll have By Man. Would I consider this perhaps as a standalone? Maybe, if it lasted better on my skin. I've seen people talk about this in groups and stuff like that, and it worked very well for them. So this is my opinion, obviously. It just doesn't project on me at all, and it doesn't last that long. So I wouldn't go for either of these personally. I think they smell great. I mean, I can't tell you when I first sprayed both of these, I was like, whoa, you know, there's a beautiful smelling fragrance. It's woody, it's clean. It's got that By Man vibe that I remember, and it was gone so quickly. And I let my friend try both of them too. He kind of had the same experience. It, you know, could just be this particular sample, could just be our skin, but I'm still going to be looking for By Man. You know, and I'm this type of guy that if I'm in a city or a different area, I'll always try to look for like little fragrance stores, and I'm just praying one day I'm gonna, you know, find that By Man bottle that's not going to be unbelievably prohibitively price, because that's that's a jewel that I feel like is worth adding to the collection. I don't know what went wrong here for me, but for me these aren't a go. I would try them if I were you and see, you know, because if they last on your skin, you've got a great replica of the fragrance. So that's it. I'm gonna link to Parfums Vintage in my description. I think Damien does a great job. I really love the fact that he he gets these fragrances and tries to better them, you know, and really works hard personally on bettering them. You know, I think that's great. I respect his work. I respect what he's doing. You know, I've told him, and I'm gonna please make a vintage Fahrenheit. Make a redo of Fahrenheit, man, because that's my favorite fragrance of all time. And unfortunately, the latest version, while it's great, I think it smells like original Fahrenheit. It just doesn't last as long as original Fahrenheit. So we'll link to the description. Thank you, Damien, for letting me check these out. I'll be back soon with more videos, guys. You obviously know what it is. My name is Maximilian.